Good morning and welcome to another episode on the Retro Brown channel. Today we are doing a solo run with just the egg Pokemon Exeggcute. Yeah, this is going to be a tough one. Very, very tough one if I'm being honest. Considering when you'll see the moveset that we start off with. Now, Hypnosis is a good move. 60% accuracy, it's not the best sleep move in Gen 1. That belongs to Spore at 100% accuracy. But yeah, this isn't going to be good. We start off with Barrage as well, which is terrible. Our rival for today is Auric Tamer. Thank you for subscribing and I hope you enjoy the video. So, Exeggcute is a grass psychic type Pokemon which is exclusively the only combination of this type in Gen 1. You do get Celebi in Gen 2, but yeah, it's just the Exeggcute line in Gen 1 that has this type in. Which means we've got a lot of resistances, but there's things that really just don't work in our favour. The fact we don't learn another move until level 25, being Reflect, doesn't help us. It would be better if we learn Leech Seed first, but hey, we don't have much to work with here. We have a base stat total of 325, which is mostly put in our defense. Our speed is pretty pitiful, meaning we're going to struggle. We are going to struggle. So, this initial rival fight is very possible with this Pokemon. Reason why is just for the fact that we have Hypnosis. Yes, it doesn't hit all the time, but when it does hit, it gives us a chance to chip away at the opponent and give us the win. And that's what a lot of this early game is going to be. It's going to be very long drawn out battles with using Hypnosis and then trying to chip away with Barrage. It's just not going to be a quick run, because multi-turn moves always increase the amount of time it takes to even complete a solo run. We're going to really struggle in Viridian Forest as well, considering a lot of the Pokemon have, like trainers have Weedle, and they have Poison Sting. Considering we don't have a Poison subtype, Grass actually is weak to Poison, meaning we've got a very bad matchup starting up here. But it doesn't mean it's not impossible. We can get through the majority of the trainers really quickly. Well, I say quickly, as quick as Barrage will allow us to. And yeah, we really just need to make sure we can actually get through these fights before we can get over to Pewter City. Because I feel like once we get to Pewter City, we probably will have a slightly easier time. The junior trainer here, we go into the fight at level 13. Sleep hits and we can start chipping away with Barrage. Now Barrage has only got 85% accuracy. And if you don't have 100% accuracy, you pretty much don't have accuracy. That's kind of how Pokemon works. You could have 99% accuracy on a move, and it will still miss more times than it really should. Yeah. We do beat the junior trainer first time, and that brings us on to Brock, so we're going into this level 13 just to see how we actually do. Now we only have 20 uses of Hypnosis, and we have 20 uses of Barrage, meaning to get the most optimal result from this, we need to be hitting Barrage at 5 times every single time. Which isn't going to happen very often. Yeah. So we need to keep it asleep, we need to get rid of all of Brock's full heals, and from there we can keep his Pokemon asleep and chip away at them. Now on this attempt, we actually do get very, very close to winning the fight, but this is the only attempt at this level where this was happening. So we managed to take down the Geodude after a lot of barrages, and we also go into about 10 or so barrages left. We've got 9 left to work with on the Onix. Now the better thing about going against the Onix is that it doesn't increase its defense like the Geodude does. The more annoying thing though, it does use Bide. Now there's a little trick with multi-turn moves in Gen 1. Basically, multi-turn hits in Gen 1 and Bide, it'll only calculate the first hit of damage. It won't accumulate, like if you do 5 points of damage spread over 5 hits, it'll only deal you back 2 damage. It's a little weird, but that is just how it works. Now we actually get into struggle range here, and unfortunately he does go for Bide. You know what, if he hadn't have used Bide here, we might have actually won this. If he just kept going for Screech like I hoped, we might have actually won this, but another tackle there does take us down to 1 HP, and struggle damage takes us out. Now that was the closest I got for a long time. So I decided to level up a bit more to make the fight a bit more comfortable, and eventually we reached level 18 before I actually got my first win. and I didn't want to just go back and just try and keep winning at making it possible at level 13. It was just really, really difficult. So, when we finally get this Geodude asleep, we can start using Barrage against it. Which is annoying because we've lost a lot of uses of Hypnosis there, and I don't really want to. I want to keep some left for that Onix. But Barrage will just chip away with due time. We're really hoping for those 5-hit barrages, and it's really all we have to work with, but we don't want to take any damage either. We can't guarantee that Geodude will use Defense Curl, so unfortunately here we have to make sure we keep it asleep. Now I have left a couple of Hypnosises when we get to the Onix, because for now, it looks like our luck is going our way. The Geodude is only using Defense Curl mostly, and then we're at 46 HP going into this Onix. We probably will have to go into struggle range again. We don't hit any of our Hypnosises again, so we have to rely on Barrage, which we don't have many uses of. Now Struggle is a much more powerful move. Reason why I don't want to use it just yet is because we will deal much more damage back to ourselves if Bide is put on the field. So once all of our uses of Barrage have been done, we have to rely on Struggle and hope to God he does not use Bide, which is annoyingly what he does. But because we are dealing out so little damage and we get a critical right at the last minute, we hang on with just 1 HP and get our very first win against Brock. That was very difficult. I cannot stress how bad of a move Barrage is. But with all of those levels, it means that we sail through Mount Moon and bring ourselves straight to Misty. Now Misty doesn't have any full heals, meaning you can put a Pokemon to sleep and just chip away with Barrage as quick as you can. And that's exactly what happens on the Staryu. It does wake up right at the end, and then we go into the Starmie. Now because we're a Grass type Pokemon as well, they will only use Tackle against us. As long as we can keep it asleep, we can use Barrage, and we can get quite an easy first time win. If you get criticals as well, that's a great thing to happen with multi-turn moves. If you get a critical of a multi-turn move, what happens is it continually crits every single hit, and that only happens, as far as I'm aware, in Gen 1. From Gen 2 onwards, if you get a crit on one hit of your multi-turn move, they'll only calculate for that hit. The next move might not crit. So yeah, Gen 1's great for this stuff. Anyway, that brings us to the rival, and the rival is not too much of a problem really. We are quite high leveled, and the biggest problem of course is always going to be that Pidgeotto at this point. Barrage will be a free fight against Abra and Rattata. Yep, we just need to use a few barrages to get through. It's very annoying that Barrage doesn't hit every time, and we've got 16 HP to work with on the Charmander. Now, as long as we get it to sleep as soon as possible, we can win this fight. But for some reason he does not use Ember until the last minute, meaning we have to give this another try, and hopefully we'll get better luck this time. We do get Hypnosis hit on the first turn, meaning Barrage can take out the Pidgeotto, and we've got a lot more HP to work with going into the rest of the fight. Barrage pretty much always takes out the Abra, always in one. And we managed to get better luck against the Rattata this time. That brings us into Charmander with 57 HP. We can tank a couple of Embers, and pretty much we need to keep it asleep just to get through this fight. This is why an Exeggcute run will never be quick at the end time, because you start off with a multi-turn move that doesn't have great accuracy, and you don't deal much damage out physically. So everything just takes a hell of a lot more time. And it's probably one of the longest runs that I've done for a while. I'll just let you into that now. Once we've beaten the rival, we can move on to Vermilion City, where we take on the rival on the SSN. We finally get to level 25 where we learn Reflect, and that gives us a bit more beef to work with. Exeggcute is not a good Pokemon. It's great when it evolves, because Exeggutor is an absolute tank, and it was one of the highest, I'm pretty sure it was an OU tier Pokemon in VGC, or at least in competitive. I can't remember if Gen 1 competitive is still called VGC, but either way, yeah, it's one of the top tier Pokemon. We do lose against the rival first time on SSN, so we need to give this another try, and it's kind of annoying because we were so close to winning. Let's give this another go. It all kind of banks on whether you get Hypnosis hitting on the first turn. That's the difference between whether the run or that attempt becomes quite easy. When the Racket comes out, we're just going to go straight for the Hypnosis. We don't want to take much damage. And it's really annoying that Hypnosis only has 60% accuracy. I kind of wish it had 75 like Sleep Powder does. Because even then, that's a bit fairer to do. 60% is just god-awful. Our Hypnosis gets disabled, so we have to rely on Barrage to get past the Kadabra. But because we're a Grass Psychic type, he will not use Confusion against us. He will just spam his other moves. But when we can... And that's when I realised it at that point. I was like, why am I trying to keep putting it asleep? We get the Charmeleon asleep, and we start barraging it down. We need it to stay asleep as long as possible, and we need to get higher chances to, well, higher hit rates. Eventually, we put it back to sleep, and we take it down. So at level 25, 26, yeah, it started to become possible. This brings us into Surge. Now, Surge is not going to be too much of an issue. The biggest issue is we still only have Barrage to work with until level 28. If we had Leech Seed at this point, honestly, we would be sailing through a lot quicker, and we'd be recovering HP at the same time. Leech Seed is a fantastic move, and easily my favourite Grass type move, probably ever, if I'm being honest. Leech Seed is just so useful, and especially if you're playing a long game or you're playing like 6v6, getting Leech Seed up is just fantastic. Like, it's easily my favourite Grass type move. When we finally get through to the Raichu, I try to holy hell to try and keep it asleep, because we are not doing much damage after being growled against so much. So once it's asleep, we will barrage our way through, and we finish at level 26. So we pick up Thunderbolt, which we can't learn, and we move on to the next challenge, which again is going to be the Rapinlass. Because we're a Grass type Pokemon, and she doesn't really have any other real good moves, her Bellsprouts will use Wrap constantly on us, and if they outspeed us, we're not in a good position. So we've got to hope to hell that we actually outspeed them. We don't want to be put to sleep, we don't want to be poison powdered, because as soon as that cycle starts, it's very hard to break out of it. So once we've got their Bellsprouts asleep, we can barrage our way through, put the Oddish to sleep, barrage our way through. God, I wish we had Leech Seed or even just Takedown at this point. As soon as we can get another move to work with, honestly, I will be so happy with the Exeggcute, and the run will become a lot easier. In Rock Tunnel, we finally get Leech Seed. Now, we need to keep these Geodudes asleep because they will explode on us. This is why I name him the Exploding Hiker. That's why a lot of Soul Runners call him the Exploding Hiker. Once he is asleep, you can let Leech Seed do its damage, and from there, it's just a waiting game to make sure we actually get the win. We can also set up Reflect if they do decide to go for Self-Destruct, as they did there, and there's the difference in damage. With a Reflect up, Self-Destruct just barely does any damage to us, and it's quicker to let them Self-Destruct on us than it is to try and chip away with them at Barrage. This brings us into Lavender Town, and we have got the Rival to contend with here. So we could go against the Rival, but instead, you know what? There's a move that we really need to give us some more coverage. So once we open up Celadon, we get Freshwater. We can open up Saffron and get Psychic, meaning the next gym leader will be indefinitely a lot easier. We can put them to sleep, get rid of Barrage of our moveset. And again, here is the problem with the speed stat that we have. We are quite a few levels above this Victory Bell, but it outspeeds us. And it poisons us and then uses Wrap. We've got 4 HP to work with, which is just not enough to take out the Tangela. We need to get up a few more levels, really, or not get put to sleep, and that way we can take down the Victory Bell with no problem. The Tangela will just take a few Psychics to take down, and then that brings us to the Vileplume, who can actually poison us, so yeah, we need to make sure we just take it out with Psychic. No messing around. Erica is down, second try. And that brings us on to Giovanni in the Rocket Corner. Now, I'm starting to get a bit tired with the Rockets, if I'm being honest. The Rocket side quest, if it was not there, Gen 1 wouldn't be what it is, but when you're doing a solo run, you're trying to get the best times, it's a side quest that you have to do, and it's kind of annoying. It's the same in Gen 2, but I feel like it's been executed a lot worse in Gen 2. Gen 1 definitely executed it a lot better. It follows along with the story a lot more closely, Whereas in Gen 2, you could take out the Rocket side quest or even Rocket's involvement whatsoever and it would still be a great game. It would probably flatten out the level curve as well. But anyway, I'm not a game designer and I did not work on this game, so we beat Giovanni, so that opens us up a bit more. We need to go back to Lavender Tower and beat the rival, but with Psychic on our moveset, we should be Gucci here. So, Psychic will take out the Pidgeotto. Now, it's Exeggcute versus Exeggcute, and pretty much whoever is going to get him to sleep first should win this fight. And the fact we have Psychic on our moveset makes it a lot easier. Gyarados is still a threat even though we do have the type advantage in a way. We set up our Leech Seed to get back some HP, and from here I'm actually going to try and stall it out to get our HP back because that Charmeleon is going to be a problem. Once we've stalled it out, we're going to use Psychic to take it down, and we've got 70 HP to work with. Next up is the Kadabra, and we'll do the same here as well if we can. We'll use Hypnosis, we will Leech Seed, but it keeps evading the attacks and I don't know why. So, I know Leech Seed has only got 90% accuracy, but missing 3 times in a row, there's something wrong there. Leech Seed has also been disabled for the Charmeleon, so we need to get it to sleep and just tear it down. We've got 7 HP left to work with and Aura goes down, meaning we've got the win. That brings us on to, I chose to go to Silph Core first if I'm being honest. With the amount of levels that we got up, we also gained access to a new move in Egg Bomb, which is exclusive to this line. I think Chansey might be able to learn it, and same with Mew of course, because Mew learns everything, but it gives us an actual physical type move and a bit more variation to work with. Now I'll always keep Leech Seed over Poison type moves because you can Leech Seed and Poison something at the same time, but I would rather put something to sleep and then Leech Seed them while they're asleep. It's annoying that Gyarados just keeps evading it. But eventually we get the special drop, and at 27 HP we're into the Alakazam, which does take us down with Confusion, so we need to have a look at leveling up a little bit. Let's see how we do this time round. So at level 43, this fight became easily possible for us. Once we've got the Pidgeot asleep, we can conserve our Psychic PP by using Egg Bomb. This is one of the main reasons why I wanted another attacking move. An Egg Bomb being a normal type move, it will hit a lot of things neutrally, so we don't have to worry too much about different type variations. We can get the Gyarados to sleep, and from there, we should use Egg Bomb, Leech Seed it, keep our HP up, and then Psychic it down. The other reason why we needed Egg Bomb, Alakazam is very defensively weak, not specially weak. So Egg Bomb is a great move to use there, being 80 base power, no 100 base power, sorry, 100 base power and 75% accurate. And then with Charizard, put it to sleep, Psychic it down, and we win in Silph Core. Let's see how we do against Giovanni. Now, considering we got Psychic, we should shred through majority of his team. We are going to put the Kangaskhan to sleep and get some HP back. We need to put it back to sleep because it woke up straight away, which is very annoying, and then we'll use Egg Bomb to just chip away at it while Leech Seed also doesn't work. We get back up to 112 HP, Psychic will nearly one-shot the Rhyhorn, but that brings us through the Nidoqueen, who is weak to Psychic, and it goes down to 2. So, we've never really had a problem against Giovanni, but we've completed Silph Core, meaning we can take on Sabrina. Sabrina will be an issue. We won't outspeed her Pokemon. They're just very, very quick. But what we do have is a fantastic move in Egg Bomb. As long as we can get them to sleep, we can use Egg Bomb to our heart's content. And I never realised how good Egg Bomb actually really is, if I'm being honest. I never realised it was 100 base power. But you know what? You learn something new every day. So, when we finally take down the Mr. Mime, which takes a while, we have to reduce its special in order to take it down, so we need to conserve Egg Bomb PP for the later Pokemon. The next Pokemon out is Venomoth, who is weak to Psychic moves because there's Bug and Poison, and it makes it really weird why it's in this gym. When there's other Psychic types around, like how come she couldn't have a Hypno? Yeah, Game Freak answered that. Anyway, we beat Sabrina, and we move on to the next gym. So next is going to be Koga. Koga is going to be a very easy gym for us, but we need to wake up the Snorlax and move that before progressing down the cycling road. We don't have a bike, so we just steal one from them, push through, and we make our way to Fuchsia City to take on Koga, the Poison type gym leader, who should be shaking in his boots going against the Psychic type. We just shred through his entire team without any setup whatsoever. We do get toxic and outsped by the Wheezing, but it's still not enough. We get the win, we swim down to Cinnabar, because we need the 7th badge from Blaine. Now this is going to be a hard fight. Considering we do not outspeed, yeah, we will get trapped by Fire Spin, we will get whittled down, and we will not have a chance to attack. And the only thing that we can really do, we can try and get him to sleep, try and get some HP back, but we are just not quick enough for any of his Pokemon. Even though we can take down the Ponyta, the Rapidash is even quicker, and Fire Spin just tears through us. So I had to go to the genuinely highest level that I've had to be to beat Blaine since the Weedle video. Level 56 we go against him, and even then we still don't outspeed. We just don't. But level 48 we also learn the move Sleep Powder, which is 15% more accurate. 15% more accurate than Hypnosis, so it's a better move. Level 56 didn't work, so again we had to level up even more. We went up to level 60 before this actually, before I had an attempt that was possible. That's crazy. Never have I, apart from the Weedle run, have I ever been higher than level 50-ish going against Blaine. But we are level 60 right now. And it's just because we're a grass type that is not quick whatsoever. We just can't outspeed the Rapidash. And when we finally do get a chance to put it to sleep, you can see how easy that fight becomes. Thankfully the Arcanine did not go for Fire Blast, it went for Ember. And that gave us the opening we needed to beat Blaine and take the badge. Oh, after such a hard fight, we need an easy one. Come on Giovanni, bring it on. So, Giovanni will just get completely swept by our 6 eggs that we have here. 6 eggs will destroy the last gym leader without any effort whatsoever. And that just leaves one last challenge, and that is the Elite Four. But before the Elite Four, we have one more fight with Auric Tamer. Let's see how we do here. So considering we are a much higher level than we were before, we should do okay here. We still don't outspeed the Pidgeot, which is annoying. But once it's asleep, we can Leech Seed our HP back. And we're at 163 going into the Rhyhorn. We will Leech Seed it here just to get a little bit more back, and we will Psychic it down. Next up is Exeggcute. As soon as it is asleep, after 2 attempts, we will Egg Bomb our way through the fight. That brings through Gyarados. Now, we don't outspeed it, but as soon as we can put it to sleep and Leech Seed, we're Gucci. We have no problem getting through with Gyarados. Then comes the Alakazam. Get it to sleep, Egg Bomb your way, and you will be okay. That's my advice if you're going against an Alakazam with an Exeggcute. Last up is the Charizard, and Flamethrower just decimates us. We are 8 levels above it, and a critical hit will still just completely destroy us. So what can we do? Well, I was determined to do this at level 61. I was tired of having to go level up to get through these Pokemon. So that's what we did. We pressed on at level 61, and from here, luck just kind of went in our way a bit more here. We wanted all that HP back from the Pidgeot, and as soon as it woke back up, put it back to sleep. We need that HP. He was even so kind as to use his potion to give us even more HP back. By the time the Pidgeot falls, we're back at full HP. Meaning one Psychic will just destroy his Rhyhorn. We put the Exeggcute to sleep, and we Egg Bomb it in the face. It takes 3 Egg Bombs to take it down, and then Gyarados is next. Sleep Powder, Leech Seed, Psychic. That's the strategy. It's a good thing that they can't attack in Gen 1 on the turn that they wake up, otherwise we'd have been screwed by a lot of these runs. Once the Alakazam is asleep, we will Egg Bomb it in the face, and hope for God the Charizard doesn't get a crit. It doesn't, we get the Sleep Powder off, and that's the fight. Exeggcute has beaten the rival before Viridian City. So that leaves the Elite Four. And straight away I'm already nervous again because the first Pokemon trainer up, it's Lorelei, the Ice-type trainer. This is why we needed Leech Seed, to chip away at them to get our HP back, and we can just chip away at them to get the win. Good thing Cloyster is not as fast as us, and we can get 2 Psychics in to get the win. Next up is Slowbro. We get it to sleep, we use Leech Seed, get back our HP, and then hope to God that we can just get enough HP to work with when it comes to the Jinx. We need to keep Slowbro asleep, and I'm trying to waste as much Leech Seed PP as possible here because I need all that HP back. Again, this is another reason why this run will take so long. You need HP to work with, and if you're not outspeeding things, the next Pokemon, like a Jinx and a Lapras, they are very fast compared to an Exeggcute. So when we've finally got all our HP back, we can just take out the Slowbro as and when we have got the chance to, and that brings us to the Jinx. Ice Punch does tons of damage, and this is why we need the HP. I really wish that we could learn Spore, but we can't. It's annoying, but first attempt, just not went in our favour. Doesn't sometimes, that's just what you got to deal with. Get back up there and just try again. The Cloyster this time becomes a bit more annoying. So we're going to use Sleep Powder and Egg Bomb just to chip away at it as we get some HP back. Next up is the Slowbro, and we've got more HP to work with going into this Pokemon. So we can take it down a bit quicker, but still not very quick. Egg Bomb does not do a lot of damage to it. It's a good thing she uses her Super Potions as well, as that gives us more HP to return back to us. I've got to hope to God the Sleep Powder hits. It does. And from there, we should be okay for the Jinx. We just need to keep it asleep. And I'm just going to spam Sleep Powder to make sure that happens. It gets put straight back to sleep. We use Psychic to finish it off. We've got 152 HP to work with, and we actually outspeed the Lapras. And after that, when it's asleep, we just use 3 Psychics, take it down, and get our first league win. That brings us to Bruno, and this is the one that I probably will fall asleep watching, because it's Bruno. He's trash. Psychic decimates every single one of his Pokemon. We don't even need to really set up with it. And you know what? I reckon Agatha's going to be just as easy, really. The fact that we won't outspeed her Ghosts will be problematic, but yeah, honestly, I think we'll be fine with this fight. If we can get him to sleep, great situation to be in. We do get confused on the Gengar, bringing us into the Golbat. We are going to put it to sleep, we are going to get a little bit of HP back with Leech Seed, just as we use Egg Bomb to take it down. Egg Bomb's accuracy is kind of annoying me at this point, 75% accuracy a hit. It's not the most reliable move to have on your roster. We get the Haunter to sleep, we are going to try and get a little bit of HP back, but to be fair, Psychic will just take it down in 1. We're just going to go for it now. We've got enough HP to work with to tank 1 Nightshade. They go for Toxic, and then Dream Eater, meaning we take the win. Okay, so that's 3 Gym Elite Four members down. We have Lance left, and then the champion. So we're nearly there. We are absolutely nearly there. Gyarados starts off with a Hyper Beam, which is very annoying, but we put it to sleep, meaning when it wakes up, it will need to recharge. Oh no, it doesn't. The recharge turn must happen when it's asleep. Huh, interesting. Anyway, we get the Dragonite to sleep, we Psychic it down, because strangely we outspeed it. Level 67, and just trying to keep him asleep is really the most difficult thing. Yes, Sleep Powder is a very good move, but 75% accuracy doesn't hit all the time. We kind of need to be a bit more reliable, which is why I really wish we had Spore. Do you know what's weird? I've just noticed that we don't learn Mega Drain. As a Grass-type Pokemon in Gen 1, we don't learn Mega Drain. That's kind of weird. Huh. That must be an oversight. Either way, we're onto the Aerodactyl now. It is still asleep. We are trying to get as much HP back from it as possible with Leech Seed, but we need to go for it with the Dragonite. We need to get it to sleep, and it just doesn't happen this turn. Let's try that again. We're not too far off. Again, Sleep Powder, Leech Seed, Egg Bomb. This is the way to get through Gyarados. We can get all of our HP back before going into the Dragonair, and as soon as it is asleep, Psychics will take it down. We need to get to that Aerodactyl with a lot more HP to work with, because otherwise it's just going to decimate us. Aerodactyl is next, and it goes for Supersonic, the 55% accurate move, giving us the chance to get through this fight. Yes, Hyper Beam hits, but because of the recharge turn, we managed to get a bit of HP back. Now, Sleep Powder, do your thing. Thank God it hit. Now we can just Psychic our way to victory. And that just leaves one trainer. Right? It's time to go. Exeggcute versus the champion Auric Tamer. His Pidgeot goes for Sky Attack, meaning we've got a chance to put it to sleep and Psychic it down into the ground. Next is Alakazam. Psybeam will do big damage with a critical, but we're going to get some HP back now it's asleep. We'll use Egg Bomb to do decent damage to it, and I'm going to try and get as much HP back before the next Pokemon. It's staying asleep, so to be fair, with the next Pokemon being Rhydon, we're not in a bad position here. Fury Attack doesn't do all too much damage, but once we get it asleep, again, we'll Leech Seed, get some HP back, and from there, we'll Egg Bomb just to stall out a bit of time. We want that HP back for the next couple of Pokemon. Next one should be the Gyarados, or it should be the Exeggcute. We'll soon find out. So, once we've got all of our HP back, we go into the Exeggutor, sorry. His Exeggcute has denied its birth and decided to evolve, whereas it doesn't need to, and Exeggcute is just enough. Gyarados is next, and it does get a Dragon Rage off. We can use Leech Seed here, get back a little bit of HP, but with how little PP I've got left to work with, it's probably going to be worth our chance just to go for the Psychics now. So, now it's finally asleep, we'll try and get a little bit more back. Dragon Rage, nah, it's just not working for us. We need to get through this Charizard and win this before we run out of PP. I chance my luck as much as I can, and we do manage to get back to full HP. And then he goes for a full restore. Are you kidding me? And then Hyper Beam. We're going to have to get through this Charizard without Leech Seed, just so I can get as much HP back as possible. We need one Sleep Powder to make this work. So we're into the final Charizard. It goes for Fire Spin, the move that completely walled us over at Blaine, and then Fire Blast. After such a hard fought attempt, that was wounding. Let's try this again though. We are determined to become the champion. We are at level 73 now. I used the last of my rare candies to try and make this more doable. And yeah, level 73. It's been a while since we've been at this level to take on a champion. I think one of the more notable times of that is the Zubat video where we were in the mid-70s. Same with the Fearow run actually. I was actually quite surprised how high level we had to be for the Fearow run to be able to complete the game. Considering it's a very strong physical attacker, it didn't do well. It really didn't do well. We managed to sweep through this fight a lot quicker this time round. I'm not trying to waste as much time by setting up Leech Seed. We're going for the hard hits. We really need those hard hits to land. Egg Bomb, it misses 3 times in a row. So 75% accurate should 3 out of 4 times it should be hitting, yet it only hit 1 out of 4 times. This is why accuracy is weird in Pokemon. It really is weird. Anyway, we are through to the Gyarados. We need to keep it asleep, get some HP back. We've got a lot more PP to work with here, but we just need to make this work. So, once we finally got all of our HP back, it is asleep. Psychic it into the ground. Bring this into the Charizard. We actually outspeeded this level, meaning 2 Psychics get us the win. No way level 73 Exeggcute outspeeds a Charizard. That's mad. But that's it. We have won. And that brings us to the final time. We finished level 73, but what time did we finish on? 7 hours 11 minutes. I think that is pretty much the same time as the Beedrill run. This is a difficult run, and I probably wouldn't recommend this for you to do a solo run with. Anyway, let's spin that wheel. Let's see what we're going to get next time on the wheel. First up is Pidgey. No, I've just done 2 difficult Pokemon. I'm not doing a Pidgey run. Next up is the Nidoking. We haven't done Nidoking or Queen yet. Oh, yes, that could be a great Pokemon to do one with. And last up is Steel. We've just done Dugong recently. Now we are going to go with the Nidoking and see if it actually can become the king. If you've got to this point in the video, guys, please, thank you. Smash that like and subscribe. It's very much appreciated. And I will see you on the very next video. Take care.